Well, the holiday season is now in full swing, and as many people look ahead to Christmas, there's some new information from the Pope that may come as a surprise. It's all in his new book. Atika Schubert is in London with more.
Throw out your calendar because it's just wrong. And it isn't just anyone who's making that claim, it's the Pope himself. In his new book, Pope Benedict XVI says the Christian calendar is based on a blunder by a 6th century monk who is several years out in his calculation of Jesus' birth date. And that's just one of the Christian myths the pontiff sets out to debunk in his newly published book, Jesus of Nazareth, The Infancy Narratives. Now, the Pope also says that nativity scenes like this one paint an inaccurate picture of Christ's birth because there were no animals inside the manger. So this cow on the side, that guy's got to go. And forget Hark the Herald Angels Sing, because they didn't. The pontiff says the Savior's birth was proclaimed without all of this musical accompaniment. Now, Alessandro Speziale is the Vatican correspondent for the Religious News Service, and he joins me live via Skype. Alessandro, can you tell me, what is this book all about? Why release it now?
Well, the Pope has been writing a 3-volume book on the life of Jesus, and he left the birth and the childhood of Jesus as the last part. In fact, what he wants to do is not so much as debunk myths, as on the other hand, try to show that the Jesus that the Gospels tell is actually a real historic figure that walked on earth, talked to people like everyone else. But then, of course, he also takes into account the results of scholarly studies on the Bible that have showed already for decades that the day of the birth of Jesus, for example, was wrong.
So what does this mean for all the sort of traditions that have built around some of these, myths, as you have it, like Christmas carols and so forth, and even the birth date of Jesus? What does that mean for the way we celebrate Christmas?
Well, as you know, the Pope is a traditional man, and he doesn't want people at all to change their traditions. What he does in the book, for example, referring to the animals in the nativity scene, he says, which is something that everyone can see very easily, look, the animals are not in the Gospels. They have been added by tradition in later centuries. But he also says, no nativity scene will be complete, be real, without the animals, because they are part of our tradition, and he cherishes and wants us to keep this, so he doesn't want to throw the animals away from trash.
Well, thank you very much. Something interesting to set us in for the Christmas season ahead. Thank you very much. That's Alessandro Speziale covering the Vatican.